What's up? What's the Weatherman here with a brand new TG video for you guys. You know I'm back with it. If you don't mind, go ahead and check out that last video. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Don't you start skipping, bro. Don't you fast forward, big dog. Don't fast forward. You hear me out. Listen to me talk to you right now, bro. You do these things, bro. Go to the description and join the Team 6K family on Discord, and let's jump right into this video. So I've got another TG video for you guys. We're going to be using tuner level balancer as the skill. So the main deck does look very similar to our set Delta deck. Actually, it is the exact same main deck, but we're going to be using a different skill and a slightly different extra deck. So skill here, increase or decrease the level of one TG tuner monster you control by 2 until the end of this turn. This skill can only be used once per turn. If you use this skill to increase/decrease the level of a monster other than a synchro monster, you cannot use this skill again for the rest of the duel, and you cannot special summon any monsters from your extra deck other than synchro monsters during the turn you activate this skill. So we're going to be able to summon out cards that we normally would not be able to do. In this version of the deck, we're going to be summoning out Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon turn 1. How are we going to get out Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon? Well, we're going to get out our Star Guardian, right? And then we're going to use the skill to reduce Star Guardian by 2, which will make him a level 3. And doing the TG combo, you're going to be able to put 2 level 5s on the field, 2 level 5 synchros. So that'll allow us to make TG Star Guardian a level 3, summon another level 5 synchro, and then bam, we've got ourselves a level 8 just by activating the skill to make Star Guardian a 3. That is pretty nice, and that is what we're going to be doing to get out the bad boy. How are we going to do that? Well, you're going to have yourself a TG Screw Serpent in your hand alongside a TG Booster Raptor, or you're going to have yourself a Raiden, Hand of the Light Sworn, or a Charge of the Light Brigade to get your Raiden. Preferably you have Charge because you can activate Charge, then get Raiden, then activate Raiden, alongside milling a Miscellaneousaurus as well as a Serpent to graveyard. And even if you don't get a Serpent in graveyard, it's fine because just having Raiden and Misc is also a combo, but we'll talk about that. So if you've got yourself a Serpent and a TG Booster Raptor, then you're going to be able to normal summon your TG Screw Serpent, special summon that Booster Raptor, synchro into a level 5 Star Guardian. Star Guardian will on summon activate to add a TG monster from your grave to your hand. You're going to be adding that TG Screw Serpent back. Then it also has the second effect of during the main phase, special summon a TG monster from our hand. So we're going to special summon a TG Screw Serpent from our hand to the field. Then TG Screw Serpent says that if this card is normal or special summoned, we can target one level 4 or lower TG monster in our graveyard except itself and special summon that monster, but its effects are negated. So we're going to be special summoning our Booster Raptor, thus going into a second level 5. The level 5s that we play other than Star Guardian are Crystron Amatrix if we're going to be going for the play of summoning Crystal Wing. This is just in case we go second. We could also put stuff in defense. Technically speaking, we could play a different level 5, to be honest with you. There's just really no good level 5, and I just figured, hey, why not, you know, just it may come up that we need to move stuff into defense because they're too big or something. We're going to summon this level 5 Crystron Amatrix and be able to go into our level 8 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon by activating the skill to make Star Guardian a level 3. If we have Raiden and Misc, we're going to be milling our Misc to the graveyard or just activating our Misc from hand alongside the Raiden to send cards from our deck to the graveyard, or the Charge of the Light Brigade to send cards from our deck to graveyard, as well as search for Raiden. We're hopefully going to get a Misc engrave or have it in hand, as well as get a Serpent engrave or have Serpent in hand. So the reason that we play the Charge and Light Sworn is to get Serpent in graveyard alongside having the Misc. That way we can use the Star Guardian by having Misc banish itself to summon a dinosaur from our deck. We'll summon our Booster Raptor alongside our Raiden, which will allow us to synchro into Star Guardian. And as long as we got a Serpent from our deck to the graveyard, then Star Guardian will still be able to add that Serpent to our hand and be able to go into the Crystal Wing play as normal. Now, if you're not able to get a Serpent in the graveyard, but you do have yourself a Raiden and a Misc, don't worry, because you can still synchro and go into Star Guardian and use Star Guardian to on summon add yourself a TG Booster Raptor to your hand instead. And then you're going to special summon your TG Booster Raptor either by its own effect of, since you control the TG monster, special summon itself, or use Star Guardian to do it, whichever you feel like doing. If you can get more benefit from it, maybe just use the Booster Raptor to summon itself and then use the Star Guardian to summon something else. But you'll just get your Booster Raptor on the field besides Star Guardian, then we'll activate our skill to make Star Guardian go up instead of going down 2 levels, we'll increase it 2 levels and make Star Guardian a level 7 plus Booster Raptor, which will be able to go into our Cyber/Harpy Lady. And we play plenty of traps. We play Paleozoic Morella, we play Paleozoic Canadia, we play Survival's End, and we play Breakthrough Skill. So there will always be something to set behind that Cyber/, so you will be having the effect of when a spell trap is activated, we'll be able to target one monster our opponent controls or one Harpy monster that we control and return it to the hand. So that is pretty nice. We've also got the other stuff in the main deck. Not only do you have to worry about our extra deck, but in the main deck, not only do we have these Canadias and stuff, but we've got our Survival's End as well as the Paleozoics, and they're here for a reason. If you're able to get yourself a hand like Paleozoic Morella, Paleozoic Canadia, and Survival's End, oh boy, we're sitting good, we're sitting good. You activate that Morella to send a Survival's End to the grave. You activate that Canadia to flip something down, which will also summon Morella. And then, because Survival End says destroy as many normal monsters on the field, well, the Paleozoics treat themselves as normal monsters while on the field. So you activate one Paleozoic, right? The Canadia, you flip something. You activate the Morella to send another Survival's End from your deck to the graveyard. And then because you activated a trap, that's going to summon your first Paleozoic from the grave. Then you'll activate your Survival End to destroy your normal monsters. And since you're activating a trap, that'll summon your other Paleozoic. And now you'll be able to destroy 2 normal monsters instead of 1, which is important because as up to the amount of cards that you destroy, you'll be able to summon dinosaur monsters, level 4 of course, or lower, from our deck up to the number destroyed, but destroy them during the end phase. And then that is going to be beautiful. We'll have a Survival's End engrave as well as another Survival's End engrave if we have the Morella. And then quick effect, we'll be able to banish our Survival's Ends from the graveyard, target a dinosaur monster we control, one card our opponent controls, and destroy them. So we could have this play alongside a Cyber/ play, which is nice. The Raiden also mills Paleozoic, so if you just open like the Survival's End and like a Morella or Canadia or even a Breakthrough, then you'll be able to summon a Paleo from grave, and Survival's End will pop it to still get your extra plays off alongside your Cyber/ or your Crystal Wing. So it's a really nice version of the deck, to be honest. They have to worry a lot more about the main deck than the extra deck, technically speaking, but our extra deck is really going to be out here fighting. This deck is great going first, and going second, we don't really care too much because we can't really be disrupted because we're not doing anything going second. We're typically just going to set cards, maybe if we do have the synchro play, but even then you're going to have a lot of options with the Survival's End and the dinosaur package, so you might just even opt to go for the dinosaur plays instead of even synchro summoning. And a lot of the time that's the better play to make because we can wipe out the board and have an open field, and if we can make the field a wide open field by the time it comes back to us, then there's one more play left in the deck. If you can get the hand of Serpent and Booster or your Raiden+Misc Serpent, we'll summon our Star Guardian, right? Have it add back Serpent, get us Booster back on the field, and then go into our Shiranui Sword Saga. If this card is special summoned, we can target a monster on the field and change its battle position, but that's not important. We'll have our Star Guardian and our Shiranui. Then we can use the skill to change our Star Guardian to a level 7. Level 7 plus level 5 will make a level 12 Assault Blackwing Onimaru the Divine Thunder. If this card was synchro summoned using only synchro monsters, this card gains 3,000 attack during the damage step only. So it's essentially going to be game. We're going to be able to wipe the field, summon this Onimaru onto an empty board, and be able to attack directly for 6,000 attack, making it game. We've pretty much got all bases covered. We've got our monster negate. We've got our removal here, our non-destruction removal. We've got our Bryonic Dragon, the Ice Barrier, which is also a non-destruction removal. Discard any number of cards to the graveyard, then target that same number that our opponent controls and return them to hand. So we're not really worrying about like Orcus protection or destruction protection or anything like that. We've got ways around it, as well as we do have a lot of destruction here, and our Breakthrough, and our Canadia. Our Breakthrough skill here, which I haven't really spoken on yet, is just a negate. And the reason that we played is because it also activates in the graveyard, and we do send a lot of cards from deck to grave. So just in case we end up sending this to grave, we'll be able to still activate it. Whereas if I played Chalice or Book, if it got sent to grave, then I'm never going to be able to use it. With this Breakthrough skill on my turn, I will be able to use it in the graveyard, and if I actually get it in my hand, hand, then it's a trap, so I could use it on their turn, use it on my turn. But it has the ability to target and affect monster our opponent controls, and that face-up monster has its effects negated till the end of the turn. And then during our turn, except the turn it was sent to the graveyard, we can banish this card from the grave, target a face-up monster our opponent controls, and it has its effects negated. So, and also because it's a trap, it does summon our Paleozoics because they summon themselves from graveyard if a trap activates. That's just another reason. Morella, actually, funnily enough, this lets us send a trap from our deck to grave, which is how we send survivals in from our deck to grave. But it also sends breakthrough skill from deck to grave. That's actually something pretty relevant too. You could send that to graveyard, and then if your opponent has something on the board that would be a bit of a nuisance, you know, monster wise, then you can just send that breakthrough skill directly to grave, and then on your turn be able to negate it so you can make plays. That is pretty much the main deck. We're going to be getting into some games now and showing you guys some replays and showing you why I really love TGs, man. I'm pretty much showing you every version of TGs that I'm building, bro. I've played the hell out of TGs, bro. But let's get into these replays. This hand is actually really beautiful. I'm just gonna show you just what I would say is the correct way to do things. So we don't want to mill a booster. So I'm gonna activate my Misc first just to drop the chances of me getting a booster from my deck. So we're gonna activate Misc, banish Misc to summon a level 1 dino from deck. We're summoning booster. Now I have less of a chance of sending a booster to graveyard when I activate this charge and when I activate this Raiden. I want to do my best to increase the odds of me getting a Serpent in graveyard because that's what we want to get in grave. So we're going to activate Charge of the Light Brigade, and we milled Serpent. We milled 2 Serpents actually, as well as we got a Morella in grave. So that's pretty nice. If we had a Survival's End, that's the only thing that would be perfect. If we had a Survival's End instead of this duplicate Raiden. So we're going to synchro into our level 5 Star Guardian. Star Guardian is going to add back Screw Serpent, and then Screw Serpent is going to be special summoned from my hand using the Star Guardian. And since Screw Serpent was special summoned, we'll be able to special summon Booster Raptor from grave. Now we're going into our Crystron Amatrix, and we're going to activate the skill to reduce our TG Star Guardian 2 levels, which makes it a level 3. Now we can synchro into the boss monster of this deck, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and we're going to set a breakthrough skill behind it. So, not the most amazing hand, but this is pretty solid. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I do wish we had another trap instead of this Raiden. A breakthrough skill. A Survival's End would have been so perfect. We could have breakthrough skilled, summoned a Morella from grave, Survival's End, summoned a Dino, been able to pop a card. We would have had a negate, a pop, and a negate. So that would have been crazy. So he activated his effect, chained when I negated, which is fine. He got the card he really wanted, but I have the breakthrough skill, so I knew I can negate both of them anyway. We're gonna let the McPolar go through. This is not really what I think we should negate. The Megatanus is here now, so we will be negating this bad boy though. So we're gonna activate our breakthrough skill, and we're gonna target him, and we're going to negate it. So let's get him up out of here. And summoning a Morella. This is why if we had Survival's End, it would have been even better instead of this Raiden, because we could have set Survival's End, and since we activated Breakthrough to summon this Morella, we could have activated our Survival's End, popped this Morella, and then summoned, and actually let me see if there was another, if that was the only Paleo in grave, we could have summoned a dinosaur from deck, had Survival's End in grave, and then been able to pop a card too. But that's fine that we didn't have that. We still have 2 negates. That's cool. I'm assuming he just accepted defeat because I don't know why else he would do this. I assume that he just really accepted defeat. So we're going to synchro into our Brionic, our level 6, by just normal summoning it beside our Trap Paleo. We're going to discard Morella to be able to return that to hand. He's going to activate, and we are obviously going to negate and destroy so that we can have an open field to attack into. I don't even know why he did this. It seems like he gave up on the game already. And now we're going to attack, and we're going to attack directly for 5,500, making that lethal. Oh, yeah, baby. On to the next. Alrighty, we're going against Yuya. As you can see, we were on a 5-game win streak coming into this because we were clapping with TGs. So this is also a hand you like to see. I already know that I have got sauce right here. So like last game, we're going to activate our Misc to get our booster out to drop the chances of me milling a booster from my deck to grave. So we did not get a Serpent quite yet, but there is still chances that we can. We're going to activate our Raiden, and we did. We ended up getting a Serpent in grave, so that means that when we summon this Star Guardian, we're going to be able to activate to add a TG Screw Serpent from our graveyard. And if we didn't get the Serpent in graveyard, then we would have been able to synchro with the Booster Raptor to go into Cyber/Harpy instead, and we would have still had the Canadia Survival's End play. Canadia would have flipped something down, Survival's End, and then Canadia would have flipped something down, which would have summoned Morella. Then Survival's End would have destroyed Morella, and then re-summoned Canadia as well, which would have gave me 2 dinosaur monsters on field. You know, so that would have been pretty nice too. But we've still got some stuff here. We've still got some stuff here. So we're still gonna have the 3 disruptions regardless. Like, they're not playing through this. We've got the 3 disruptions pretty consistently. I would say we've got 2 pretty much all the time. But we've got 3 pretty consistently. So we've got the Crystal Wing on board. I'm not quite sure what he's playing. I'm assuming it might be Phantom Knights. And he books us, which is fine. We've still got the Canadia and the dinosaur play. So we're gonna Canadia the glove here, because we don't want him special summoning his other Phantom Knight. Then we're gonna summon Morella since we activated a trap. He's setting cards, so we're gonna destroy our Morella, and then since we activated, we're gonna also summon our Canadia, which will allow us to summon a summon a Booster Raptor as well as a Misc, because Misc going to grave will allow us to summon another Booster, and Booster going to grave will allow us to search for Serpent. So we'll be able to make the level 5, level 10, level 8, and make whatever play that we want to make. And he scooped, sadly, so we didn't get a full game, but he was going to lose regardless. We were going to get rid of his back row, get rid of his monster. So that was game. But like we always say, on to the next. Oh, this might have been the game before the last one, so I guess we're watching the replays out of order. But this is the same win streak. So we're going against Jim Crocodile. I just met the real Crocodile, actually, watching One Piece. Well, I didn't just meet him. I met him a little bit ago. I'm in Ennis Lobby, I think. I'm in Ennis Lobby right now. Just for you guys curious where I am in One Piece. I'm also waiting for Boruto to come back. For any of you Boruto fans, we're coming back August 20th. The manga's coming back, bro. It's about to be lit. It's about to be so lit, bro. But I won't spoil anybody. So he's got the fusion on the field, which actually could be an annoyance to the other version of TGs, like Flight Control TG. But not this version. He has the quick effect to target a monster in our graveyard, discard a card, and special summon that monster, which would normally affect us, but it doesn't. Our turn went by really fast, but we just normal summoned our Booster Raptor, which should let you know that we have a Survival's End somewhere, or the ability to get Survival's End somewhere. So we've got double Morella, which means we can send Survival's End from our deck to the graveyard twice. So we can get 2 pops off on his turn, and we've got a breakthrough skill to negate something. And this booster will be searching for a Screw Serpent. So we could have synchroed, but he would have just disrupted us by summoning our stuff. So we're gonna get it out the way before he does anything that might affect us. Summoning that bad boy, special summon into the field. And we're gonna activate Morella here. Oh, I assumed we were gonna activate Morella here. Okay, now we're gonna activate Morella here, which will also summon our second copy of Morella from the grave to the field. And we're gonna be getting 2 Survival's End in grave, which means we can pop 2 cards now. So we're gonna activate, we're gonna pop his fusion, we're gonna chain before our Booster Raptor gets destroyed, and also pop his second monster, and his field will be empty. We're gonna get a Screw Serpent search, as well as have our Morella on the field that is 1200 attack already, as well as a breakthrough skill that is already set. So that's looking pretty lovely. And we've got another Morella, so if we just activate a breakthrough skill, that'll be another monster on board. So we're gonna discard Misc, banishing Misc to put a Screw Serpent on field. Now we can do whatever we want. Now we could have just summoned something to go for game, but now we're just gonna do whatever we feel like because we can. So we're gonna get this Screw Serpent back in our hand. Didn't really have to. We technically could have probably added the Booster Raptor from hand. That should have been better since we already had a Screw Serpent in hand. But we're gonna go into another 5. We're gonna go into Amatrix, and we're going to activate, going up into our Crystal Wing. So we're gonna have our 3000 plus 1200 with the Morella. That is gonna be exact lethal, and we would have a monster negate and a monster negate set. So looking pretty great. That is the deck. How do you feel about the deck? Is the deck not cool, bro? Is it not cool? We pretty much get 2 to 3 disruptions pretty solidly. We can summon a monster negate now. We play monster negates, we play destruction removal. We've got a lot of stuff going on in this deck. I honestly like it, but let me know how you feel about it. Rank it in the comments. Regardless, there's a forecast that has to be told somewhere else. So your boy Weatherman is leaving. Team 6K signing out.
Hey, why they gotta hate on me? I done got me 250,000 views and they still saying they low key. They ain't wanna come work with the kid, but I'm flexing with Zay on beats. How they ask for a spot at the gym, but they leave all the weight on me. I don't ask them to wait on me. They would ask where they gon' be with a song if they wanted the Weatherman. I ain't asking to pay no fees. She was homeless and needed a spot. I ain't ask her to pay no lease. I ain't ask her to say no please. I ain't ask her to make no cheese. Scream fake, but it ain't on me. Got clean, so it ain't no streets. Why green if it ain't no keeps? Brought cream, so it ain't no beef. My team say it ain't no chief. My demon, they hang on me. They seemingly ain't no peace. I seen him, he ain't no beast.